Good afternoon to everyone. Today I would like to introduce to an active ingredient called Ephyla PID. This is actually an active ingredient that is targeting the well aging, the longevity, using a very specific carrier that is actually our exosomes. So I don't know if you are familiar with the fact that the difference between epigenetic and genetics. Because with Ephyla, we are targeting epigenetics. So since I'm not a biologist, I would like to provide you an example between the difference between genetics and epigenetics. When you are born, you have received from your father and your mother a big detailed book. This book contains the word that allow to create your own body and remain with you since you are a newborn until you are an older woman or male. So this details book is actually your genome, okay, the genetics. But at the different period of your life, you need to understand a very specific information. So you will put on this book some post-it, and this post-it will allow to know exactly, precisely where the information is. And this is actually the epigenetics. So when you have to understand also that when you get older, this I don't know if you are familiar, but the DNA, our genome is a double helix that is closed, you know, like the book. So if you want to read the information, you need to open the book and then read the information and close the book, okay? So, but when you can get older, maybe you forget your glasses, and you can misreading the information inside the book. So, if you are misreading the information, you may create some cancer cells or, you know, deviation from the biology point of view. So it's very, very important that you can open and close the book and read the information in the right way. And this is what we do by improving the epigenetics, okay? So actually, Ephyla is able to by stimulation of sirtuin-1 to promote the DNA repair and also to enhance the skin regeneration. And it uses the exosome, but the exosome is just the vehicle, is just the carrier. What is important is the message that you bring to your skin. But exosomes are very important because the human body, even plants, use from millions of years to communicate, to increase the interaction between cell and cell. So it's used as a inter-cells communication carrier, okay? So it's very, very efficient. And with Ephyla, we measure the amount of exosome that you have your, let's say, per milliliter of Ephyla, you are able to obtain like 50 millions of exosomes. But you have to think something that is very specific. Most of the, even, you know, people that provide exosome, they provide maybe any information about the quantity using a physical measurement. The problem is protein cluster or even non-exosome have exactly the same size. And so using physics instead of biology, you will say maybe it's an exosome. Maybe you have a billion on exosome, but it's not true. And the problem is maybe these exosomes, especially if they are from plants, cannot interact with the human body. So this is the reason why at Ephyla we develop a method that uses antibodies that are specific to the human body to connect with the gene, with a very specific protein that you have on exosome, to count exactly the exosomes that are able to connect with your body, with your cell's body, and can deliver the right information. And so when they deliver the right information, which kind of information we would like, you know, to target? We would like to target the epigenetic, okay? And epigenetics are made with, I don't know if you are familiar with the concept of hallmark of aging. So at the beginning, you have an action, okay? The first action is related to the epigenetic activation, especially through the sirtuin-1 activation. And then your body provides a reaction. Nowadays, because our modern lifestyle, we are submitted by a lot of stress. Could be oxidation, could be inflammation, so our body overreacts. So it's very important to reduce the reaction of our own body. This is the reason why we are targeting oxidation and inflammation as well. And the last hallmark of aging group is actually targeting the physiological aspect of your skin. So we are going to improve the stem cells quality, and also we are going to improve, to regenerate the skin through the regeneration of the extracellular matrix. So sirtuin-1, as I mentioned, is very important because allow to regenerate your DNA, allow to repair your DNA that chemical UV may have degraded. You have seen people that often remain under the UV may have developed some wrinkle very, very easy. So the idea is to protect and regenerate the DNA through the sirtuin activation. And as I mentioned, when you get older, you lose this ability to open and close the book. So sirtuin-1 is really related to this specific opening movement. And so it allows to repair your DNA. And by using Ephistem, we at 1%, we are able to improve the sirtuin activity stimulation of about 167%. So Ephistem really enhances the capacity to restore the genome integrity, and by doing that, you postpone your cellular senescence because you have an amount of stem cells, but the stem cells are actually limited. So if you are able to increase the lifespan of your cells, you will improve your well aging. And so you will maintain the tissue homeostasis overall. The other aspect that we target, as I mentioned, is the reduction of the ROS, that is the species that create some oxidation in your skin, and also we reduce the inflammation because once again, in our modern lifestyle, we are really submitted to a lot of stress. So we have tested Ephistem both as an antioxidant, and we have obtained a nice score of 97% in terms of inhibition of free radicals. Of course, reducing the oxidative stress allows to reduce the DNA damages and protect the factor in cellular dysfunction and premature aging. And the second effect is the reduction in terms of inflammation, especially focusing on lipoxygenases. Okay, by just 1% of Ephistem, we are reduced about 90% the activity of the lipoxygenases. And the last hallmark of aging that we are targeting is actually the stem cells and also the extracellular matrix regeneration. Stem cells is very, very important because it's kind of, the pool of your own youthness, okay? So when a cell dies, the undifferentiated cells, that is the stem cells, can, took over. So it's very, very important also to protect your capital, your amount of stem cells. And we have tested actually using keratinocyte. So we have applied to keratinocyte some UV. And when you introduce Ephistem into the cell culture, you are able to protect the stem cells viability of about 86%. So it means that even under UV, you are able to protect your genetic material. And then, of course, we target the extracellular matrix, both working on the collagenases, that it's actually if you do not work with on collagenase, you do not stop the degradation of collagen. So it's important to work both on the reduction of the stopping the degradation, and we stop at 100% the degradation, so we stop at 100% the collagenases. And also we boost the production of a collagen 1 of about 43%. So you can imagine if you are improving in vitro the quality of your extracellular matrix, you are expecting to obtain a better skin. So this is what we obtain during the clinical trial. So in terms of clinical trial, we have obtained almost 9% of increasing in terms of the firmness of the skin and of about 11% of wrinkle reduction. This was the very first clinical study. The second one is even more interesting. You have here, the panel is between our female person between 50 and 70 years old. You can see on the left you have like the day 0, on the right the D28, okay? So we target both the wrinkle around the eye and also around the mouth, okay? These are quite impressive, but what I like to highlight is the fact that from the left to the right, you improve the complexion, you improve the quality of your skin. This is what epigenetics is about, is improving the wellness of the skin from the inside. So it takes time, at least 1 month, but it's not just, you know, a physical external effect. It's just really helping your skin from the inside. Of course, when it comes to Ephyla, to us, is what is about the supply chain is very important. So the traceability, the quality, the understand the impact that our activity may have on the population that we work with is very, very important from the social point of view, from the environmental point of view. So Exosome is actually an example what we do, especially in this case with Baka people, that is a semi-nomadic people from Cameroon, and it's at our own level, low level, it's a way to demonstrate that we can instead, you know, use the rainforest, because in Cameroon you have a rainforest, as a, you know, source of wood for furniture or whatever. We can use this very tree to create some value, so to add some value, but in a smart way, without, you know, disrupting the environment, but instead to create value and create a positive social impact. So Exosome is actually a water-soluble ingredient. You have all the, you know, safety profile that is provided. But I would like to highlight the fact that at Ephyla we do and we develop active ingredient that makes sense. Okay. So what we have also developed is a test that analyzes if there is any interaction with the endocrine system. Because, for example, if you are targeting like a pregnant woman, you would like to avoid the fact that maybe your ingredients may interact with the endocrine system, okay? Because may have a very negative impact on the fetus as well. So every time, for every active ingredient that we develop, we provide a certification that certify the active ingredients is estrogen-like, endocrine disruptor free. So you can use also for, is a safe for a pregnant woman. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any question, please come to the Kaczmarek booth. We are represented in Poland by Kaczmarek, and I will be very grateful to reply to your question. Thank you very much.